Well, first of all, my dear friends, I am overwhelmed with gratitude and joy and sprezzatura, as my friend Elaine would say, just to be with you all. One of the great gifts, and there have been so many amazing gifts of what I've been through, is to finally break me free of my Britishness. I prefer to give than to receive. I'm better at giving than receiving. And what I've been compelled and invited and challenged and overwhelmed enough finally to do is to bask and receive the love of all of you and the help. And this has been a transformatory experience for me because the work that I've been given to do has been an intense and frightening and extremely demanding work that has taken me into desert after desert, into solitude after solitude, into sometimes very great financial difficulty, sometimes very great horror and sense of absolute dereliction. And to know now at this time in my life that all of that was worth it, and to feel in your love and in your appreciation of what I was able to give heals many wounds and calms my soul and prepares me for all I want to give in the last part of my life. At this moment when the world is facing its most extreme evolutionary transformation. So thank you. I'm happier, more joyful, lighter for having had everything taken away, including my inability to receive, my disbelief that anyone would ever turn up because it had been so long and so hard. And what I'm living now is a freedom and a delight that I always had at moments, but now is almost permanently installed. What happened on May the 2nd when my house burnt down and I lost the beloved of my life, my cat, who was far more than what you'd think of as a cat. She was everything to me. She was my child. She was my wife. She was my muse. She was my playmate. She was my healer. She was my initiator into embodied divine love. And she was the most beautiful and noble and serene being that I have met in my life. And we had a very deep and ecstatic love affair. And when I stood over her body, which was thankfully unburnt by the fire, and saw her dead, I actually died. And I can't put it any other way. It wasn't just grief. It wasn't just agony. It was the death of one whole life. When I saw the flames belching out of my studio, it was raining, and in front of these strange people who were looking at me rather horrifiedly, I just fell to my knees in the car park in the rain and said, "You can take everything, but please don't take her." And I knew as I was praying that she had died and that I would have to face it. And it wasn't, when I say dying, I mean dying. I mean losing everything. Papers, I lost the paintings, the money. I'm an old veteran of hard knocks. That didn't mean much to me, not really anything to me. But what devastated me was the loss of a mystical soul companion, a beloved of beloveds, and the loneliness and the grief killed me. But at that moment, and I'm telling you this not to dwell on that experience, because I know many of you have shared that experience in your lives. You know what it is to lose the one that you would build the Taj Mahal for, the one that it's all been for. And at the very moment that I died, this light force violently entered my body and I felt ecstatic, just as Sandra described. And it wasn't the numbness of trauma, it was, I knew, the beginnings of a real naked experience of everything my whole work had been dedicated to. It was an experience of direct transfiguration. And it had come, as it is going to come and is coming in the world, through shattering annihilation. And that annihilation, as we all know, is now everywhere. It's in the growth of fascism in this country, annihilating the American soul, it's in climate collapse, it's in the millions animals facing extinction, it's in Europe potentially on the brink of nuclear war, and Gaza and Gaza and Gaza and Gaza every day on our screens, and it's in all of our direct consciousness more and more as we all wake up to the fact that the crisis is much deeper, much greater than even prophetic beings like myself and many of you knew it would be. For years, I talked about, because I'd experienced the beginnings of it in my life, the way in which a dark night crisis births a wholly new level of divine humanity in you. But nothing had prepared me for this, both in the extent of the savagery and in the extent of the amazing grace that descended and continues to descend and continues to transform my life every single day in ways that I cannot begin to describe. And what this has taught me is that the teachings I gave you, for which you honor me so beautifully, are real. They are a real map to a real process which works through the ferocious union of immense, extreme opposites, annihilation and transfiguration. And that this experience I'm living confirms what all the great evolutionary mystics have told us throughout history, and all the great shamanic prophecies, and all the great beings on the earth now who know where we are telling us. And that is that we are in the birth canal of a new humanity, a new creation, and that we must align with the truth of that, even if we're not completely living or experiencing it, because that is the only way we will not only thrive through the greatest shaking we will ever grow through, but also become receptive to the downpour, the descent, the avalanche of divine grace that is coming towards us all, that came to me in that room. And I want to read you the great poem of Kabir that describes this process I lived, and that the world is living at the deepest secret mystical level, and that so many of you have spoken of, because this is the meaning of what we're going through. This is the meaning we need to align with, embrace, embody, enact now, with everything we are urgently, because we are going towards the moment in which everything could become so destructive that the possibility of being transfigured in this way may not anymore be given to us. So here is Kabir. Kabir, the trainer of the special forces of evolution, and my beloved, the Everest of mystics. You don't know anything about love's savagery or glory, until it kills and rebirths you in the same moment. Agony and ecstasy fuse in one silent, visceral scream that explodes you forever. Sublime heartbreak burns you to ash, and a great wind of love comes and sweeps up the ashes and fills all the worlds with the utterly burnt one. What my work has always been about is finding the great yes that can counteract and thrive and inspire and transfigure us in the face of the great unprecedented no that is ranged in ferocious and terrible battalions against us. The great yes that we can build inside the depths of our minds and hearts and souls, and inside the depths of the cells of our body, to give us divine peace, power, passion, brilliance, creativity in the face of an unprecedented conflagration and configuration of massively deranging and potent dark forces. From the collapse of the environment to the tsunami of an robotizing AI, to the massacre of millions of species, to the creation of a system which thrives on the desperate poverty of millions of people, to the destruction of the systems that connect the soul to its origin. We have created a machine of annihilation out of our hubris and domination and cruelty and madness and stupidity and vanity. And we all know it. However we deny it, however we ignore it, however we pretend to ourselves that we've got the power to transform it, we all somewhere know that we have created a monster that's coming towards us to tear us apart and eat us and annihilate us. And we're terrified in our dreams and paralyzed in our will and deeply, deeply shaken and in great pain at what our ignorance and our lack of heart have made possible. But the message I want to give to you tonight is that this is not the end. This is the ultimate challenge to us, which we have to rise to and which I believe we will rise to. And that is to fuse in our being the two greatest streams of courage and revelation that we have ever been given, to create a yes that can rise like a wild, holy lion or lioness in us, and give us not only the strength to go through this next period, not only the passion, the energy that we're going to need, but the immense creative intelligence, because it can only come from the fusion of these two streams. The one is the stream of sacred activism, the commitment to put love into action and guided sacred action on every level. And the other is the great secret at the heart of all of the great mystical traditions of the world, which is that the ultimate goal of the creation is not to be liberated from it, but to appear divinized from within its own divine heart matter and represent the dream of God, which has always been that we, humanity, should become divine and be able in divine mind, heart, soul, and body, in transfigured whole being, to unite with God and co-create with God and each other in rapture and equality and passion for justice and divine ecstatic joy, a wholly new way of living and a wholly new world. And everything I am going to do now, because I'm experiencing, having done my best to fuse these two streams in my own being, and having been rewarded for that agonizing and gloriously passionate effort that I was driven to do, as so many on this earth are. I'm meeting them all the time. I'm not unique. This is the new being. And I was rewarded for that by the greatest imaginable grace of being annihilated and resurrected, because despite myself, I'd done the work. And that means that now I am begin to be born in the next level of evolutionary life, as hundreds of thousands of people are being born. Some are known, some are hidden. There are many, many, many of us. The birth is here. It's in the middle of the madness. It's in the middle of the death. It's coming through the death. And it needs all of our attention. It needs us to align it with it, and it needs us to support it, and it needs us to welcome its intense demand and beauty nakedly into the depths of our lives right now. Because it is the essential meaning of everything, of the whole of our human history, which has brought us to this moment in which we will either choose to go through whatever we have to go through to incarnate and embody and co-create with our brothers and sisters this emerging, mysterious, fragile, wild, holy birth in sacred activism and in deep inner practice to unify body and soul. We'll either choose to do that or we will die out. But if we choose to do that, we will be given by God, as I have been given in these last 2 months, day by day by day, friendship by friendship by friendship, $10 by $10 by $10, conversations in the streets, miraculous encounters, shining synchronicities, we will be given what we need to go through the apocalyptic fire, carrying the grail, which has the wine of a new humanity in it and the wine of a new creation. And this is not poetry. I'm in a dreary, anonymous little hotel room speaking this to you, and I can feel the flames of love inside me, in you, in this situation, in the path that is opening before us right now. All of us together. No more gurus, only friends, pioneers, helping, sustaining each other, like Stephen has sustained me, and Sandra, who knows what this path is, has championed me, and so many of you, and Scott, and so many of you, because we know it is our time to come together with all of our expertise and skill in this enormous new hope. And we also know something, which is that we don't know what the path is completely. We cannot know, and it doesn't matter, because all you have to do is to experience it in your whole being from its truth. And this next step will appear, which when you take it with the same truth, will engender the next step, and that will continue. If you think you know the path ahead, you're out of your fucking mind. Because the path ahead is made by the passion and the truth and the sincerity and the depth and the courage and the nakedness with which you take the next step, which quantumly engenders through holy magic the next step, and to reveal a path that opens up and up and up and up, and in ways that are far more miraculous than any of even the greatest of humanity's mystics has ever imagined. That's where we are. Unimaginable horror, unimaginable grace. And our duty, but much more importantly, our joy, is to strip ourselves of our vanity, our belief we know, our amazing brilliance, and just open with everything we are and go forward together, utilizing all of the voices, all of the skills, but doing so urgently because the time is now. And if you don't see that, there is nothing that Rumi Kabir and Jesus, all together with napalm poured on their heads, could say to get you to see it. It's obvious. Don't be afraid. Great miracles are coming. Align yourself. Give everything you are to the great birth. Gamble everything, as I have always done, but I'm going to do with much more chutzpah and sprezzatura and God knows what in the next part of my life. For us all, and with you all by my side, I hope. I've been inventing a wholly new life in the last 2 months. And what's going to happen in my life is that I'm going to ground it in where I was born. I'm going to go back to India. I'm going to go to Kashmir, where I have found the most wonderful group of passionate, brilliant young people who have been forged in the fire of a long Gaza, terrible suffering, but have never lost their faith and are brilliant and funny and loving and wild and know where we are and are prepared to be loving warriors for a wholly new world. And together, we're going to do two things. Very soon, we're going to unleash a website, Worldwide Wanderers, which is going to inaugurate all kinds of sacred experiences all over the planet. And I won't say any more about it to you because it will be launched soon and I will make a video, and I hope Scott will be thrilled to send it around and to come with me and all of you on these experiences. But the point of Worldwide Wanderers is to bring the funds and invite the people who can help us establish a sacred center for the birth in Kashmir, in the mountains, because of their infinite holiness, and because Kashmir was a place where Hinduism, Buddhism, Sufism, Christianity met in an explosion of mystical passion for 7 centuries and left this enormous, potent, sacred energy. And that center is going to be called the House of Nothing. And it's going to be for all people, or beyond all religions. It's going to be a place of freedom where all the healing modalities, all the philosophies that are really contributing to the birth, and all the authentic teachers. One thing about the life I've led is that I've met the authentic teachers, and they've already said, and they're going to come and they're going to teach, and we're going to record, and we're going to help people all over the world as we go through the next level of atrocious crisis, keeping our eyes always on the sun of the great birth and pouring out all the linked forms of knowledge and love and experience together that will give humanity the inspiration for that birth. So that's the vision. It's already started. And when you donate, my beloved friends, you're not donating just to restoring this old guy with sciatica back to some kind of decency where he'd die. You're actually helping someone who has been reborn, rebirthed, given the map for the next step, realize with amazing people all over the world who love me and whom I know and who are with me and who are themselves authentic teachers of the birth. No more gurus, no more unique prophets, lovers, wild men, holy people turning up as brothers and sisters to create an amazing new possibility out of the horror of the old. So you'll be contributing to that. And I hope, my beloveds, that if you followed me this far and supported me with all your love this far, that now you can see in the person in front of you that all of your patience with my mishigas has been worth it, because baby, you ain't seen nothing yet. This is the time I was born for. This is the time I was killed for. And this is the time that you are helping me right now get going. And I want to end with a Kabir poem, and I want to read this for Scott, my beloved friend, whose heart has always been so open to me and who gives so much with such dry, deep, sweet grace to us all in helping us all. Thank you. And let's be allies in this great adventure. People are coming from all over the world to the House of Nothing, which is in cyberspace, and we'll get going. I've been giving all kinds of amazing introductions to it and helping people understand it, and all kinds of people are joining in the passion to build it right now. And this is Kabir. When you know he is living, not only in your mind and heart and soul, but in the cells of your body, that you are entirely blessed already, for you are made of the substance of his eternal light. When you know this, because the experience of it never and cannot abandon you, even for a moment, then you know only one duty: to live it as gratefully as you can, to do everything you can to help others believe without doubt that this amazement is also their secret, and to act incessantly, inwardly and outwardly, in the name of making its miracle real in every realm of the burning world. Whatever happens, whatever whatever others believe or say about you or receive what you offer, whether the world transforms and survives or not. I know I am divine. I know I'm eternal. I know you are. I know this birth is real. I know it's being born in me and in so many other people. There is nothing else for us to do but to give our all resources of mind, heart, soul, and money, and brilliance and intelligence together to co-creating it with massive, wild generosity right now. And if we do, we will experience, all of us together, what I'm beginning to experience. And you can see it, you can feel it. A tremendous freedom, a tremendous joy, and a tremendous certainty far beyond reason that the game is far from over. In fact, the real game is now beginning. So I love you. Let's do this together. Let's tune each other. Let's dance. Let's give much more than we've ever thought of giving. And let's believe what is here is real. Thank you.
I'm going to go to gallery view for a moment, and let's just send our extraordinary love and appreciation. First, just energetically, holding the vision for Andrew's great sacred next chapter, safe travel to India, his next step. And absolutely, let us know, Andrew, what you're doing.
Come with me, come with me.
Absolutely. We will ride with you into the apocalypse.
You're essential. We can't do this alone. You are the ones we love and we want to do it for and with. It's a dance together, isn't it?
Absolutely. As Stephen just said, you are a blessing for us all, Andrew.